Welcome, art students. Today we are going to be learning about botanical illustrations. Botanical illustrations are important. It's, in my opinion, one of the greatest ways or moments where science will meet art. In fact, there are scientists and artists, like way back in the day, thinking of Leonardo da Vinci. He was an inventor, so he would oftentimes have sketches made from nature, inspired by nature, to help him come up with new ideas for inventing new mechanical things for humans to use. He was really trying to find out a way for humans to fly in the sky, so he really closely observed wings of birds and such like that. So we are kind of looking through it at that type of lens. We want to be very good observers of nature, and we want to also take good notes of what it is that we are looking at. So this is more of a study. It's not an art form that is meant to look pretty and look perfect right on the spot. It's really a practice. It's a forming practice that after all this work has been done, this study, and you have several pages, maybe perhaps in a journal or something like that, it can really be appreciated by anybody who is reading through it, looking at it, and whatnot. So let's go ahead and begin. So we are going to be observing a plant that I found outside in the woods. I happened to find this plant. You can see that it has these beautiful white flowers, and they smell so wonderful. They're kind of shaped like a bell. Let me see if I can show you a little bit closer. See how they're kind of shaped like little bells that hang downward? They have these long leaves that are kind of shaped like almonds that come out. This plant is actually highly poisonous. This plant is called Lily of the Valley. Alright, so today I'm going to be drawing this. I'm going to be looking at it very carefully, kind of like I already have been. So right away I found that the shapes is kind of like a bell-shaped flower. The leaves are shaped like an almond shape. I can see that there's a straight stem, very vertical line that I could plan. And maybe there's a part on the plant that you kind of disagree with a little bit. Like this is kind of an ugly piece, this leaf right here, so I'm just gonna cut that off. There we go. And we're gonna work from this. Okay, so I'm going to set this off to the side, and I'm going to be very carefully looking at it. And also I have a light placed over it to kind of adjust the lighting, how I want it to look. There we go. Alright, so let's begin. So I can see, I want to practice the flower part first. So over here on this side, I'm just going to start drawing like what that looks like. And they kind of come off of these little based stem, and they kind of arc out like this. And there's several of them, and they have these, they kind of open out. Kind of like that. And they have little inside parts that kind of poke through right there. And I'm just getting comfortable with capturing the shape. I'm really looking at shapes right now. Okay, so I've practiced the flower part of the plant. Now I want to practice the stem. The stem is really kind of just a long stem. It's pretty narrow, has a slight bend to it at the top. Okay, so now what I'm noticing is that down towards the base of the plant, it kind of, I'm looking at it more closely here, towards the base of the plant, it kind of shoots out from what kind of looks like a sheath of some sort down here, and then kind of comes up like this. And then I'm just gonna practice the shape of those leaves, okay? Just practicing the shapes of the leaves over here. Just being very intuitive. I'm just naturally trying to capture that shape. And in these leaves, I notice that there's a few soft wrinkles that kind of go the absolute length of the leaf. And the leaves do bend, so some of them do bend downward like this. Okay? There. So I've practiced essentially each little part of the plant over here. And now that I've practiced each part of the plant, I can go ahead over here and start working on a more detailed, more take your time kind of approach to it. Also, I can include looking at its root system, which might come down here, and you know, there's a lot of white roots and clumpy dirt down here. Right? So I've practiced the roots, I've practiced the leaves, I've practiced the flowering part, and I can notice that there is a stem part to this too. Right? So I'm kind of sketching out and practicing each part of the plant first, not necessarily putting it all together in one piece. I've looked at it for its shapes, you know, I've looked at it for its, also for its value. You know, if I really want to get into this drawing, I could go back and start shading it in a little bit more, adding color to it and whatnot. But that's probably more for the final work over here. So let's do that final work. I will do that in the next video for you.